Here is a tip some of you may or may not know. If you are hauling water in a bucket and you are using some sort of wagon, the back of your pickup, in the trunk of your car, and you don't put a lid on it, or you don't have a lid, then all you have to do is take a stick of wood. This is just one I keep right here in the wagon for the bucket. You put that in there. You can fill your bucket up quite a bit more toward the top, and that'll prevent or help prevent that from sloshing out of the bucket. Now, some of it did spill a little bit, but most of that water right there is when I threw the bucket and rope out into the bog, and I kept this 5-gallon pail in there, and I just dump, not very carefully, in there. So a lot of it, I overshot the bucket, but some of it has splashed out, but very, very little, because I filled it right up to this rim here, and as you can see, it's right up to that rim still. So there's a tip, there's a trick. And what am I doing with only 5 gallons of water? Is I am going up. I'm going up there to the woods yard to water my plants, because I'm not going to be here for 2 days. There's zero prediction of rain. So I'm going to water them just to be on the safe side. All right. Here I am. I'm up here in the woods yard. I'll walk over there in just a second. But I think I found the culprit, what's going on up here. Because here I am, I'm up here watering, and look what I am finding, folks. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that in there? That looks a whole lot like chemical fertilizer to me. Someone has been up here tending to my plants without me knowing it and without mentioning it, and looks like they put chemical fertilizer down, which defeats the whole purpose of this whole experiment, folks. It defeats the whole purpose. I'm going to have to ask around who came in here, and I don't care if they come in here, but don't mess with my plants, and don't mess with my plants unless you tell me what you're doing. So I'm thinking that probably these fertilizer burnt. I really think so. Here I am, I'm watering, and I started over there, came over here, debated on whether to pull that bean plant out of the center of this squash patch, and saw that. That's chemical fertilizer. So, who's been doing it, why they've been doing it, and oh yeah, look. Look. Get that bee out of here. There's no shortage of bees here, folks. No shortage. Look at that. Not watered in. Not mixed in. I bet whoever did that put it on there with the intent of watering it in and didn't. So that would explain a little bit of my confusion. That would explain why these look nice and healthy. Well, they still do, but they're lightening up. I think they are, they've got a ton of blossoms. They've got a lot of blossoms, and the bees are really going after it. So it will produce, if whoever's doing this doesn't kill the plant first, right? That's too much fertilizer, folks. With everything that I've got in there, I'm thinking all this time that I have really messed up this area, and come to find out someone's trying to help me and really not helping at all. I mean, look, that cucumber plant wasn't that light yesterday. It's getting lighter. It's got a ton of blossoms. Got a lot of pollinators all over the blossoms. But it doesn't do any good if they're over fertilizing my plants, and then me coming and fertilizing again, or they're fertilizing after I put compost in my liquid fertilizer down, right? It's getting too much. So I need to find out who's trying to help and ask them very kindly not to do so without hurting anyone's feelings, right? They're just trying to help, I'm sure. I'm sure they are just trying to help, folks. But this is undermining what I'm trying to do up here, trying to see what will grow and what I can grow the natural way instead of chemical, right? Because if this area has to be planted in, and again, I don't want to seem doomsday or anything, but if this has to be planted in without any chemical fertilizer, just on what we have here available, this is sending a false, this is sending a false positive, I guess. But that pumpkin sure is growing fast. I swear it doubles every day. I'm sure it doesn't, but it seems to get bigger and bigger every day. So I guess I'm on a mission to find out who's helping me, right? Okay, so I think that mystery has been solved. I'm not very pleased, but I want to say, Homestead Hopefuls, I'm very sorry I pocket dialed you. It wasn't even a butt dial, it was a pocket dial. I had my phone right there in my side pocket, and I don't like keeping it there because it dials anybody and everyone. So I apologize to that. I am so sorry. Here's the update on the pumpkin. Somebody suggested I cut the yellow leaves off. I did that yesterday, and I have been doing that. I just kind of toss them right over there. So that answers that confusing question with why the leaves are yellowing and why the cucumber leaves started yellowing, right? All kinds of blossoms. But the cucumber plants were a whole lot darker than that, if you remember. Now they're lightening up. Now I know why, because somebody's been up here spreading chemical fertilizer. Like I said, I'm sure they're trying to help, but that sure isn't helping if they don't communicate. If I want to see what will grow up here with stuff I have lying around that's natural, like liquid fertilizer, like compost, like manure tea. When I say liquid fertilizer, I mean the 2 parts urine, 1 part water, right? The natural way, and then watering away and fun chemical fertilizer. So if somebody's been up here fertilizing, and I've been up here fertilizing, I'm doing it natural, they're doing it the chemical way, it kind of almost defeats why I'm doing this, right? Well, we know things will grow, but oh, lordy. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So, here's that other pumpkin. That one's growing fast too, but not as fast as that one. So, there we go, folks.